What up, YouTube ThELicHKinGg? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today, we have a couple very exciting 2 versus 2 matchups for you featuring 3 different games. We have Warcraft 3 plus Brood War plus StarCraft 2 all in one game, brought to you by the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod. I believe this is the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod plus custom factions, considering we have Brood War from the SC Evo Complete Mod in the mix. Anyway, the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod does add Warcraft 3 into the game. It's super cool, and you guys, I had so many plans for you for casting this mod, but then Blizzard at the end of 2024 decided to screw me over personally and break all the old replays with their last patch. It's awful. Anyway, I have a crash out plan for you guys in just a moment, but let's go ahead and introduce our teams. Team number 1 spawning on the bottom right hand side of the map. It's our orange undead player, ThELicHKinGg, very fitting with his ally spawning just above him. It's our purple Brood War Protoss player, Troyden, going up against team number 2, spawning on the top left-hand side of the map. It's our blue StarCraft 2 Terran player, KlasSs, with his ally spawning just above him. It's our green StarCraft 2 Zerg player, Anyone. Now, Anyone is a Spanish-speaking content creator. He has given me a lot of replays to cast in the past. I'll link his info down in the description below. Keep in mind, though, he is a Spanish-speaking content creator, does a lot of StarCraft 2 content. It's super sick. Anyway, I have plans for this channel because of that, you know, issue with the replays that Blizzard has caused me. I have to diversify my content because we're eventually going to run the well dry for StarCraft 2 replays. Anyway, really quick, we do have this probe that got jumped by the Marine, getting pushed into this queen. I think that Marine did get the kill, though, so that is first blood for this game. Anyway, like I was saying, I do have a lot of plans to diversify the content. It will be RTS content. There was an Alien game that I was planning on covering that I kind of fell off of, I think about a year ago. It's a really cool game, though. The Alien franchise is one of my favorites, so expect to see that in the future, as well as Silica, which is an RTS FPS hybrid, also a very cool game. Anyway, that's my crash out. We do have Speedlings on the way. I think they did get spotted by a Corsair, though. Oh, where's the Corsair? Oh, man, I don't know where the Corsair is. It doesn't matter right now, though, because we do have the Lich trying to deny this harassment from the Speedlings, but ThELicHKinGg teleporting that Lich back home. We do have the expansion that was forced to be canceled by Anyone. Anyone's going super aggressive with these Zerglings. And the hero unit getting surrounded. The Lich will go down for ThELicHKinGg, and now Anyone is running to the natural base location, cleaning up a few probes here as well. We do have a couple photon cannons, though, I think. Yeah, a couple photon cannons. I think this one will get canceled, or should get canceled. No cancel on that, but it does go down. Photon cannon number 2 does finish. Troyden with the Dragoon on the high ground. Great reaction time as well, walling his main base. And now Troyden's kind of in a predicament. We do have a couple photon cannons being replaced, and the Crypt Fiends by ThELicHKinGg, dragging these Zerglings out of the natural base for the Protoss player and actually forcing a retreat for Anyone. And what do we have here? Do we have what was a potential forward hatchery plan from Anyone, or were these mismanaged drones? Maybe they were rallied incorrectly. We'll see, though. We do have the Lich, which is back, and I think a potential counterattack planned for ThELicHKinGg. And ThELicHKinGg spotting. Oh, spotting the drones, getting a few free workers. That's huge. We did have a pause as well, though. It looks like, considering that they are asking if they can go. The Zerglings running back home. What is this? Oh, was this a incorrectly attacked supply depot? Maybe Anyone was running these Zerglings back home. Oh, no, KlasSs. You can burrow this, but at this point, that wouldn't really matter if Anyone accidentally misclicked your... Wait a minute. That's definitely not a misclick. Did Anyone forget that he's playing with a StarCraft 2 Terran and not a StarCraft 1 Terran? It's possible. It's possible. Anyone, if you see this video, tell me why you just team killed your ally supply depot, because it can burrow. That's chaotic, though. I love it. Oh, man. Okay, we do have some movement here by the Warcraft 3 player as well. I suspect going to... Yep, right here we see the rally point. So, yeah, it looks like these mobs will be attacked. This will allow the Lich King... Or not the Lich King, sorry, the Lich. For the Lich King to level up. What do we have here as well? We have the Corsairs doing some damage to these Overlords. This is basically Phoenix harassment. It did not supply block our green Zerg player just yet, and night has fallen, ladies and gentlemen. There is a day and night cycle in this mod. It's so cool, and I love what it does to the color of the StarCraft 2 map. What do we have here that's pinged? Oh, we have a Widow Mine, but it was spotted by Troyden. What is this Widow Mine going to do, though? Klass running across the map with that single Widow Mine. I mean, we have 2 Photon Cannons here. It would easily take out the Widow Mine. We also have Spirit Towers here as well, which are effectively Photon Cannons. I think they shoot up and down, right? Doesn't say if it does air and ground damage, though, so that's interesting. Anyway, oh, what do we have here? Oh, man, how many kills does this have? The Reaver. Yo, you guys, let's go back really quick. All right, here we are back in time to witness this Reaver drop. There are a lot of drones stuck in the corner, though. Anyone doing a great job at evacuating his mining base, but forgetting about these drones. I think 4 of them went down. These 2 drones trying to avenge their fallen brothers by attacking that Reaver. Anyone also getting the surround on the Reaver, but unfortunately for him, Troyden was able to pull it up into the safety of that shuttle, and it looks like he's flying this thing back home. Dropping the Reaver again and taking out an in-transit creep tumor. That is a flex. That's absolutely hilarious. Troyden, not a bad engagement at all. We never rewind my games, but I had to witness what that Reaver drop was all about. Although anyone was able to save a lot of his workers by pulling them from that mining base, we do have some action here in the middle of the map, on the top middle of the map. Looks like anyone is planning on expanding, but forgot about these 3 mobs. Will he get the cancel on this? Yes, he does. Look, I would have made the mistake of letting that hatchery die. I would have looked at the top kind of middle side of the map and been like, where did my base go? Oh, it died to mobs, which do not exist in StarCraft 2. That's why. We do have a ping here in the middle of the map as well on this Widow Mine. I think that was by our Protoss player, and it looks like the Corsairs did spot it, but did not get any damage dealt to them. That is actually interesting. Maybe it wasn't burrowed at the time that they flew over it. That has to be the case, because these Corsairs would have taken so much damage if that Widow Mine was burrowed, and also probably would have not spotted it. Anyway, this Overlord is under fire by these Corsairs. Anyone actually doing a great job at reacting to this, changing this thing into an Overseer. Will it hatch before it dies? Gets canceled and then dies. You know what? Fair, fair. That was a good attempt, though, at saving it. Oh, we have a lot of Undead units here. We also have the Meat Wagon. Oh, this is hilarious. It is filled. Both of them are filled, actually, with 4 ghouls. And we have, what is this? We have our level 2 Lich. So I feel like it's kind of a low level for the state of the game that we're in. It doesn't matter, though. We have these mobs that are getting attacked. The Lich is almost at level 3. Not quite, though. Anyway, taking a look at the units, I don't have these tabs open because managing 4 players, it kind of gets in the way. But let's take a look at our worker count for each player. So Zerg, our green Zerg player has, what, 55 drones. We have 56 SCVs. And then for team number 1, we have 45 Brood War probes. And we have what are 11 acolytes and how many ghouls? 25 ghouls. Not too crazy. Big engagement here. Kind of on team number 1 side of the map. This is a lot of roaches, though. Roaches versus Crypt Fiends, which I feel like are a mix of roaches and stalkers. I don't really know. But we have the Reaver potentially on the back of this. We'll do a lot of splash damage. Not bad at all. We also have the skeletal mages. So you may have seen some kind of graphical anomalies, some flashing. I think that's either from the skeletal mages, or what else do we have here, actually? I think it must be from the mages, because I did notice that certain spells from the Warcraft 3 factions tend to kind of flash the screen. So if that bothered you, I apologize. We also have infestors on the field. Ooh, I like this. Do we have neural parasite? We don't have neural parasite. Is it being researched, though? It is being researched. Oh, this is going to be so interesting. I have a feeling anyone has neural parasite in mind. Is he going to try and take over the hero? Can you Neuroparasite a hero unit from Warcraft 3? I don't think we've seen this. ThELicHKinGg saying no mana for his Lich, I'm assuming. I don't speak Spanish very well, so I don't know exactly what he said. We do have the Lich, though, that did get respawned. Oh, and we have a Banshee, a Cloak Banshee here with 4 kills already, but will get taken out. I think it was enwebbed by the Crypt Fiend. Oh, that is really cool, actually. We also have some engagement here in the middle of the map. I saw something flashing. What is going on? I don't even know. I have no idea what's going on, actually, if it wasn't clear. We have so much going on with 3 different games in one. I mean, technically, Brood War and StarCraft, they're like 2 different games, but the same game, you know, like different versions of each other. So it's a bit more easy to cast. Warcraft 3, though, I only ever played it really when I was a kid. And then I also played one of the kind of custom campaigns for StarCraft 2, which brought Warcraft 3 into the StarCraft 2 engine. I was planning on doing more of that as well. This Widowmine with 1 kill. That is hilarious. ThELicHKinGg, I believe, asking for detection. What is happening? Let's see. Where's the Banshees? Do we have more Banshees? No, we have a Raven. No Banshees, though. And also committing to... Wait a minute. Let me take a look. Do we really not have more Banshees? No, we don't. Committing to Banshees and then not really using them. I mean, you know, you went for the research and everything. I would like to see more Banshees. To be fair, though, KlasSs is doing very well. We have a lot of tech. And then Troyden saying he has Thors and Mines. I can read that much Spanish, that's for sure. We also have an expansion here on the bottom side of the map. We have a planetary fortress from our Terran player. Keep in mind, this is on the opposing side of the map. That's hilarious. We have a lot of movement here, though. I want to see the Neuroparasite on the hero unit. I'm so committed to witnessing that, but I'm pretty sure the hero unit got focused down. And we have the scouts as well flying on top of these Hydras, but Hydras are such good anti-air units, kind of, but not necessarily by themselves, especially with the support from the Undead player and anyone forced to retreat. We also have disease on these units, which will do damage over time. Oh, man. Oh, this is looking rough for our Zerg player. We have observers mixed in with this army as well, but we really need to see some movement from our blue Terran player in 2v2. You never want to attack one at a time because you end up in this exact situation where you're basically 2v1ing. Or in this case, I guess 1v2ing. A lot of Widow Mines do burrow and do a ton of damage on this Undead army, and now we finally have the mech army to support what is remaining for our Zerg player. Taking a look at the resources lost, Zerg losing 12,000 resources total this game, Terran losing not even 1,000 resources, and our Brood War Protoss player losing 6,000, our Undead player losing just over 7,000. Oh man, this is still looking like anybody's game. Anyone able to run back to his ally for support, but now they're attacking one at a time again. Oh man, we do not want to see this from team number 2. You have to move your stuff. Anyone, you have your stuff right here, just move it. Move it with your ally. Oh man. I mean, to be fair, this is a really scary looking Terran army, and there isn't a lot for the Protoss player. What do we have here, though? We have movement for our Zerg player, just deciding to allow his ally to attack on his own. At this point, though, it does look pretty good for KlasSs, all things considered. But you want to just attack all at once. This would win team number 2 the game immediately. I promise you that. What is this? We have some spells on this. We have Cripple on the Thor as well as Disease. Disease on a mech unit's kind of funny to me. Oh, and we have a big drop-off of mules likely to repair a lot of these units. We have carriers as well from Troyden, but only a few of them, and the Thors are going to do so much damage to the carriers it doesn't even matter. And KlasSs coming in with a clutch play, attacking the natural base for both players. This is looking insane. Yeah, it looks like the natural bases for both players for team number 1 will likely go down. We have the Zerg support as well. Troyden asking, is it GG? Is this the end? Is this the end for team number one? And I think I kind of agree with him. The Lich King, though, I respect it. He's not saying anything right now. He's like, I have to try. I have to do something. The Lich is at level 7. We'll see if that hero unit can do anything. He is on the high ground. I would love to see Neural Parasite on this, though. Oh, here we go. We have the Infestors. Okay, I got so excited. If we don't see Neural Parasite on the Lich, I will be so sad, but I'm getting less convinced that we will see it. We have the Battle Cruiser on the back of this as well. The Lich is very healthy, though, at full HP. It looks like anyone deciding to go for the attack on the Protoss base, Neural Parasiting the carrier. So at the very least, we got to see some Neural Parasite. We got to see at least some Infestor action. Troyden saying something I do not know what he is saying, though. Leaving the game, the Lich King throwing out a GG of his own, giving the victory to team number 2. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys for game number 2. All right, you guys, welcome to game number 2, and my bad. I thought I had 2 Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar games in my queue, but no, I had 1 SC Evo Complete Mod in there as well. So this is a 2 versus 2 matchup featuring the SC Evo Complete Mod, which puts together StarCraft 2 and Brood War into one game. So this match is a mix between Brood War and StarCraft 2. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the top right-hand side of the map, it's our pink Brood War Terran player Barcode with his ally spawning just to his right. It's our purple StarCraft 2 Protoss player. I believe these are Chinese characters, but I cannot read Chinese. Let me know down in the comments below what this name is. I would greatly appreciate it. Going up against team number 2, spawning on the bottom left-hand side of the map, it's our green StarCraft 2 Protoss player Amorphism with his ally spawning just to his right. It's our red Brood War Protoss player. Once again, I believe a Chinese name. Let me know down in the comments below what this name is as well. We will just refer to them as their factions and as their colors. Now back to the show. We do have a decent wall off here in the main base for team number 1, but keep in mind the Brood War Terran cannot burrow their supply depot, so this is the best that they can do. They need an entryway into the main base and a path to the natural base location, and this will allow what I believe is an Adept coming out from this gateway. This will allow the Adept to run right through that wall, and is this what Amorphism is actually planning on doing? I think so. We have the Shade going across the map. This Adept already halfway across the map towards team number 1's side of the map. This is going to be relatively annoying to deal with, but it's not going to be the end of the world. We do have a bunker full of Marines. Where is this Adept? I'm trying to find it on the mini-map, but I can't see it. And here it is, shading all the way into the main base, and we see our pink Barcode player immediately reacting to this. The poor Marines are running, desperately trying to catch this thing. The Adept already has 1 kill. Now, keep in mind, the Brood War SCVs have 60 HP, so this Adept, I believe, would take 3 shots to kill a single worker. And it looks like there is a Phoenix here, but you can hardly see it. That Adept did get lifted by that Phoenix, though, and killed. I think it only took out 1 worker. Let's take a look at the resources lost. 125 resources lost to 50, so only 1 worker killed by that Adept. That is not bad at all for team number 1, able to react to that relatively well. 2 Adepts would have been really annoying, but to be fair, with the Phoenixes on the field and the Marines, yeah, that would get shut down really quick, and that's the challenge with team games, right? Yeah. Maybe 1 Phoenix won't save you if you're playing a 1v1. 2 Phoenixes, sure, whatever. But when you have Marines to help out the Phoenixes, yeah, it's going to be a little different. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we have the DT, so we have some movement across the map. For team number 1, we have the Fire Bats, the Marines, and the Phoenixes. And the Fire Bats look super sick, but we also have the Dark Templar running across the map, but we need to see some movement. We have some Phoenixes for team number 2 to answer this, but the Marines able to take out a lot of the Phoenixes for the green player. Meanwhile, we have the DTs running into the main base for team number 1, and they are splitting. This is perfect. The pink barcode player reacting to this very well. The purple Protoss player also able to react to this. Unfortunately, we got to see some DTs. We got to see some DTs in the main base as well, because the green expansion for the StarCraft 2 Protoss player did go down. This DT in the main base is still alive. How many kills does it have? 8 kills. That is not bad at all. There are so many workers. There are so many workers here. We have Oracles that just finished up, though. They will be able to pick up this DT and shut it down. Meanwhile, we have another DT in the main base. This is exactly what we wanted to see. What a crazy game, and we're not even 6 minutes in yet. I was going to say, I would love to see these Phoenixes doing some work. Come on, lift up the Marines. There's only 2 Marines left. The DT is putting in a ton of work to save this, though. 6 kills. The DTs in the main base for team number 1 have been cleaned up. At this point, maybe I would transition into Archons. We do have the High Templar. We have a Dark Archon on the way. One of my all-time favorite units, simply because of mind control and the fact that you have the potential to mind control an opposing worker, which is so funny. You could have like 2 different factions at your disposal. Super, super cool. And also a red Archon. I mean, this thing looks terrifying. Anyway, we have a lot of Phoenixes flying across the map, potentially to do some sort of worker harassment. We have 1 lone Marine right here like, hey, you know what? This is a decent job to have, just walking around the map. It's better than being in the main army, right? Because in the main army, you're almost guaranteed to die. Let's just face it. Let's just face it. These Phoenixes, though, I'd love to see what kind of damage they can do. We do have the missile turret in the natural base location. I think 1 or 2 workers went down at the laser beams of the Phoenixes. I almost said at the hands of the Phoenixes, and yeah, maybe technically they have hands, but the unit itself does not. But it has a pilot which has hands, so I guess it would work out. And look at this, the dichotomy here. We have the red and the blue. Very cool. Murica. Oh, wow. Lots of Oracles doing so much damage. And I think our purple Protoss player was just going full send on the Oracles. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure that was worth it or not. I mean, maybe it was, because we only have 2 workers on minerals in the main base. Let's take a look at our units really quickly for the red Protoss player. We have 36 workers, actually, to 27 workers for green. You know what? Not too crazy. Not too crazy of a difference. And 50 SCVs for our Brood War Terran player, and 51 SCVs, 53 probes now, actually, for our purple StarCraft 2 Protoss player. We have all kinds of chaos in the middle of the map. I don't think the Dark Archon has enough for mind control yet. We do have a storm kind of in the middle of the map here. A storm on top of a lot of stuff. I don't even know who's coming out ahead right now. I think team number 1 is, though. There are just more Phoenixes than green has, but we do have the splash damage for the Archons. So ultimately, this is still anybody's game, but let's take a look at the resources lost. Relatively even across the board, to be fair. On the production tab, we have more Archons on the way, or at least 1 more Archon on the way for red. We have 2 Phoenixes on the way for green, and that's it. I would love to see green work on that expansion. Actually, we do have a pretty good expansion. Not too bad. We have base number 4 just now coming down for our purple Protoss player, and we have base number 3. No, also number 4. Excuse me, coming down for our pink Brood War Terran player. A big scan on this Nexus. Red does have base number 3 coming down. We have base number 3 coming down for our green Protoss player as well. I'm getting my colors all mixed up, man. This is actually kind of crazy. Lots of purple Phoenixes flying across the map, though. How many Phoenixes do we have, actually? This is so many Phoenixes. I don't even know if it's worth counting. We're going to take a look. How many Phoenixes? 12 Phoenixes. This has to be all 12 then, because that almost looks like more than 12 to me. We have a storm on the ramp that I think actually denied some entry for the Terran. And we have a lot of Phoenixes for green as well. How many Phoenixes do we have for green? Okay, so we have 12 for green and now 14 for purple, so a relatively even Phoenix count. Also, the Archons, I think, are really going to do well at shutting down the Phoenixes. Keep in mind, Phoenixes cannot lift off massive units, and the Archon is a massive unit. So sick. I just can't get over the red Archon, man. Such a sick unit. And it's been way too long since we did a cast featuring Brood War vs StarCraft 2. Way too long, man. Oh, green just can't catch a break, taking so many losses to the economy. And now the Phoenix is flying into the main base. Look at all these workers going down. I don't know if team number 2 can recover from this. We have an engagement on the other side of the map as well, though. But team number 1 is ahead in the worker supply and basically ahead in bases as well. A big recall to base, I think number 4. And now we have a dogfight of Phoenixes. I'm trying to keep up. Wow. I think purple's coming out ahead in this for sure. What are our upgrades like? We have 2 ground attack upgrades for red. We don't really have... I mean, purple's actually got +1 attack upgrades on the Phoenixes compared to no attack upgrades on the Phoenixes minus the range. So that is why we saw the purple Phoenixes melting through the green Phoenixes. Oh, wow. Oh, man. This is so much stuff. This is so much stuff. The Zealots are trying their best to protect the mineral line in base number 3, but the choke point that Terran has found himself in is actually really good. I mean, eventually, you know what? Will this Marine survive? There's no way it survives. That's insane. How many kills does it have? 7 kills on a Marine, dude. And the Phoenix is coming in to clean it up at the very least. Whose game is this? I don't know. I feel like team number 1 kind of has this in the bag. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Yeah, I mean, relatively even, all things considered. Let's take a look at the units as well. How many workers do we have? Green has 17 probes. Red has 48 SCVs. Or sorry, probes. That's not too bad. Pink has 57 SCVs, and purple has 74 probes. There is so much stuff on the map, though. This engagement is looking crazy. Who's going to come out ahead now? The Storm is really pushing back the Bio army for the Terran player. Oh, that is a huge Storm. There are a lot of Phoenixes, though, for purple, and they will be able to clean up the rest of the army. Red leaving the game, and green leaving the game, giving the victory to team number 1. What a sick SC Evo Complete matchup. If you guys enjoyed these games, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email and Discord in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.